Hi, I'm Dr. Maitri, Glomcon Fellow from Bengaluru, India. Today I'll be talking about urine microscopy in acute kidney injury. Acute kidney injury can present as several different syndromes such as prerenal syndrome, acute tubular injury, acute interstitial nephritis, nephritic and nephrotic syndrome. Urine microscopy is an invaluable yet an accessible tool for differentiating all these presentations. Let's look at the key findings in each of these. Urine is usually bland in prerenal acute kidney injury, but sometimes we may see hyaline casts. These hyaline casts are not associated with tubular injury. They are composed of uromodulin, which is produced by the loop of Henle. It is depicted by the green dots here. Hyaline casts are colorless and can be missed on bright field microscopy. The casts are cylindrical and can be acellular, hyaline, granular, waxy or fatty casts, or contain various cell types reflective of the type of kidney injury such as RBCs, WBCs, tubular epithelial cells and so on. In acute tubular injury, we may see renal tubular epithelial cells, their casts and granular casts. The presence of these cells is suggestive of necroptosis due to ischemic or toxic tubular injury. Tubular epithelial cells vary in size and shape, but they are recognized by a large and often eccentric nucleus with a granular cytoplasm and a high nucleus to cytoplasm ratio. The RBCs are approximately half the diameter compared to these cells. These cells may be difficult to differentiate from uroepithelial cells. In such scenario, we have to look at the company of the cells. If the cells are accompanied by renal tubular epithelial cell casts, granular casts, muddy brown casts, proteinuria and raise in serum creatinine, then it is most likely to be tubular epithelial cell. Granular casts can be fine, coarse or mixed. Fine granular casts are composed of degraded cell lysosomes which are better seen on electron microscopy. Coarse granular casts are composed of degenerated renal tubular epithelial cells. When these casts are dense and brown, they are called as muddy brown casts. But these casts such as muddy brown casts and granular casts may also be seen in other renal lesions such as AIN, TMA and so on. Initially element casts are formed which gets degenerated over time to form coarse granular cast followed by fine granular cast, and as the renal tubule lumen obstruction progresses and persists, waxy casts are formed. The presence of waxy casts is indicative of chronic and irreversible renal injury. So, these are the elements WBCs, RBCs, tubular epithelial cells which combine with hyaline to form cellular casts which undergoes degeneration to form initially coarse granular followed by fine granular and then later on waxy casts. So, how do we differentiate hyaline cast from broad waxy cast? Hyaline cast has a refractive index closer to that of urine. Broad waxy casts have a much higher refractive index. In acute interstitial nephritis, we may see WBCs, predominantly eosinophils, WBC casts, also RBCs, and rarely RBC casts. Eosinophils are picked up by Hansel stain or modified Wright stain. There is a wide variation in leukocyturia in the published literature, with as low as 20% to as high as 80%, with an average of 70% of AIN cases showing WBCs. According to a study by Mayo Clinic, published in CJASN in 2013, eosinophils failed to differentiate AIN from other renal lesions. In another study by Fogassi et al., published in AJKD in the year 2012, WBC cast was seen in only 14% of biopsy-proven AIN cases. In few other studies, RBCs were seen in 50% of AIN cases. Hence, none of them are sensitive nor specific for the diagnosis of AIN. And kidney biopsy is always a must and the gold standard for the diagnosis of acute interstitial nephritis. So whenever we see a WBC cast in the absence of acute or chronic pyelonephritis, it is highly suggestive of acute interstitial nephritis. Coming to nephritic syndrome, acanthocytes are specific for glomerular injury. The percentage of dysmorphic RBCs varies widely in literature. Acanthocyturia of 5% or 30% of ring forms or destructed dysmorphic RBCs had a specificity of 98% for the diagnosis of nephritic syndrome. You can see acanthocytes here with indentations in the RBC cell membrane. They resemble Mickey Mouse, hence they are also called as Mickey Mouse cells. These are ring forms which resemble donuts. The presence of RBC cast is characteristic of glomerular bleeding. Mixed cellular cast, that is both RBC as well as WBC cast, can be seen in proliferative glomerulonephritis. So how do we differentiate erythrocyte cast from hemoglobin cast? This is a RBC cast. Due to degenerative process, the RBCs may lose their individual contours and release hemoglobin, in which case the cast will have a brownish hue and a granular appearance. This type of cast is more appropriately called hemoglobin cast. So what are bubble cells? They are vacuolated renal tubular epithelial cells. They are very rarely seen, but they are most prevalent in the sediment of patients with acute tubular injury. They may also be seen in a variety of other renal lesions. Coming to nephrotic syndrome, the urine is usually bland in nephrotic syndrome. Sometimes we may see oval fat bodies, which are either macrophages or renal tubular epithelial cells that have endocytosed fat droplets. These cholesterol esters produce birefringent Maltese cross when seen under polarized light. The cholesterol crystals can also be seen in nephrotic syndrome. They resemble stacked rectangular plates with notches in one or more corners. We may also see lipid casts. This is an image of lipid cast which is seen under phase contrast microscopy. When we see the same cast under polarized light, we may find Maltese cross. This is an image of ornamental Maltese cross on the ceiling of St. John's Cathedral in Malta, which was built in 1600s. Hence, summarizing my entire talk for today, urine microscopy findings in acute kidney injury. In prerenal AKI, the urine is usually bland or sometimes we may see hyaline casts, and on dipstick, negative to 1 plus protein. In acute tubular injury, we may see renal tubular epithelial cells, their casts, fine, coarse and mixed granular casts, muddy brown casts, and on dipstick, negative to 1 plus protein. In acute interstitial nephritis, we may see WBCs, eosinophils, WBC casts, renal tubular epithelial cells and renal tubular epithelial cell casts, also sometimes RBCs. And on dipstick, negative to 1 plus protein, 1 plus to 2 plus leukocyte esterase and or blood positivity. In acute nephritic syndrome, we may see dysmorphic RBCs, isomorphic RBCs, WBCs, RBC cast and WBC cast. And on dipstick, 1 plus to 2 plus protein and blood. In acute nephrotic syndrome, we may see lipid droplets, oval fat bodies, Maltese cross, cholesterol crystals and lipid casts, and 3 plus to 4 plus protein on dipstick. Thank you.